As countries navigate the political and the economical differences over Russia's invasion into Ukraine, the leaders of the world's two largest economies held their first direct discussion over the Ukrainian conflict since the invasion began last month. Now, according to the White House, the video call lasted for a little under 2 hours. And the Chinese state broadcaster, the CCTV, has quoted Xi Jinping as saying that the conflict and confrontation are not in anyone's interest. State-to-state relations cannot go to the stage of military hostilities. The Chinese leader was also quoted as addressing the migrant crisis, stating that China and the United States should shoulder international responsibilities. Now, it is not immediately clear if Xi Jinping made any direct criticism of Russian President Vladimir Putin's onslaught against Ukraine or expressed willingness to assist the US-led pressure campaign on Kremlin. So far, Beijing has refused to condemn its fellow authoritarian ally over the invasion into Ukraine. And Washington fears that China could deliver financial and military support for Russia, which eventually could transform an already explosive transatlantic standoff into a global dispute. Just about an hour after the scheduled phone call began, the Chinese Foreign Ministry also addressed the refugee crisis in Europe and asked the United States to come up with a plan to ease the situation in Europe.
我们欢迎各方提出的任何有助于缓解和解决乌克兰人道危机的倡议和举措。你刚才提到，美方正在讨论如何支持乌克兰难民，我们希望美方能够尽快形成方案，将相关的讨论落实到行动中去。
Our correspondent Susan Tehrani has been tracking the story very closely for us from New York and has sent us this report. Listen in.
After strong optics and a much publicized almost 2-hour video call between U.S. President Joe Biden and his Chinese counterpart, the U.S. president reportedly did not make any specific requests during that call. Asked why, White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki said, quote, because China has to make a decision for themselves about where they want to stand and how they want history books to look at them and view their actions, and that is a decision for President Xi and the Chinese to make. Ukraine and Xi's partnership with Russia's Vladimir Putin has become a bone of contention between the United States and China at a time when trust is at an all-time low, and Friday's meeting apparently made no breakthrough nor indication of whether or not Xi Jinping is willing to reassess his relationship with Vladimir Putin or not. The U.S. president reportedly did warn Xi Jinping that should it decide to help Russia bypass U.S. and Western imposed sanctions or provide any kind of military aid to Moscow, it will face severe consequences. Meanwhile, it's important to note that both on Thursday and Friday, it was reported that Chinese warships continued to sail through the Taiwan Strait. Susan Tehrani reporting from New York for WION World is One.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.